Good evening, everyone. This is BremSter, and today I'm coming to you with the next puzzle in the Hamilton Sudoku series. This is Headfirst Into the Abyss, which is a paraphrase of Headfirst Into a Political Abyss by Thomas Jefferson from What Did I Miss? This is from the introduction to Act 2, and a very uplifting song, and I've got lots of happy moments about the whole show, but about this song in particular, I can think of several things that I absolutely adore about this. There are a few moments from specific shows that I remember. What Did I Miss? The Fourth Step being one of them, and always the Sally moment. There are a couple of dancers in the show who I think are just absolutely stunning, particularly Romina and Kyla. Not the only person I saw do the Sally roll, but when they were the Sally roll, the spin across the stage to deliver the letter was always just one of the most magical dance moves in the show to my mind. I just love the whole thing. There's just so many moments in the show and I miss it so much. Anyway, Headfirst Into the Abyss by Thomas Jefferson. So if you're not interested in Hamilton or musicals or whatever, just enjoy the puzzles. That's what it's all about. This is all about the puzzles. Now, why is this by Thomas Jefferson? I've said this 40 something times before, but these puzzles were all set anonymously. So that no particular puzzle creator would get considered to be being, why am I so itchy? Would be considered to be being favored on the channel when I was recording a whole bunch of these in a row in order to deal with the fact that I was under a massive time constraint and I would just be doing it and people were just churning up puzzles for me. And I really appreciate that. It was so wonderful. And the series has been really, really good. I've loved these puzzles. A couple of them were like, wow, this is tricky. And this is also a very strange rule set, so I don't know what I'm in for this one. I've done aquarium puzzles before, so we'll see how this goes. So what are we looking at here? Headfirst into the abyss. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Digits in cages must sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage, and digits cannot repeat within cages. Now we've got the aquarium rule. All cages are aquariums. Cells inside aquariums are either air cells or water cells. Water cells must fill the bottoms of all aquariums and must have all of its digits greater than all of the digits inside air cells in the cage. Rows within cages must have either all air cells or all water cells. Cages must have at least one row of air cells and at least one row of water cells. So, what does that mean? So if we were to look at this 19 cage, then all of the air cells in the cage, and I don't know how many there will be, there could be as many as 4, and there could be as many 4 water cells, but all of the air cells will appear higher in the cage than the water cells because water is heavier than air. So we might have those as water, and we might have these as air. Or we might have those as water and just that as air, or those might be air and that might be water. Those are the possible definitions. You couldn't have that as water and those as air because of the way gravity works, these would need to flow to even, and that doesn't work. You can't have water higher than air, and you've got that here. So all rows must fill. And in this cage, however this turns out, let's say it turns out like this would be the largest digit in the cage because all of the digits that appear in water must be larger than any of the digits in air. Now, for example, if there was, ignoring the value, if there was a 9 in this cage, at the moment it would have to appear here. But if this was water, this could still be the largest digit in the cage because as long as the heaviest digits appear, the largest digits, which are heavier, appear in the water, this could be, I don't know, it couldn't be a 2, but this could be a 4 if these are 1, 2, 3. I don't know if that's a valid makeup of the cage. But that would be fine as long as all of the digits in water are larger than the digits in air. That is not a valid way of making that cage, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. I don't know. Anyway, 6, 10. That is a valid way of making the cage. But anyway, I'm just saying that is a way of doing it. So yeah, aquarium is a bit weird. So, oh, one more rule, sorry. Cells separated by a white dot must be consecutive. Not all dots are necessarily given. So any cells separated by a white dot are consecutive. So they're the rules for the puzzles. Aquarium is the one that tricks people up the most. So, yeah. Trying to think, is there anything else I should go into before I start this? Probably not. So I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So there are cages here that are absolutely forced. Like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 6, 7, 8, 9. So 6, 7, 8, 9 are the maximum Sudoku digits. You add them up, you get 30. 1, 2, 3, 4 are the minimum Sudoku digits. You add them up, you get 10. Now we know that there must be an air at the top and there must be a water at the bottom. And that means, of course, the 6 can't be here, because if the 6 was here, then what is in air would be larger than 6, and that doesn't work. And there can't be 9 here. But this could be 7 if the 6 is here, and these are 7, 8, 9. And similar here, this can't be 4 and this can't be 1, but we don't know anymore. What we do know, of course, is the top row in every cage is air. No, yes, that's correct. And the bottom row in every cage is water. Oh, that missed that one. That is air. Does that tell me anything? Well, this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because it's the only way to make a 35 cage in 5. I can't put 5 here, and I can't put 9 here. And a 21 cage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A 21 cage in 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, this is over pencil marking to the extreme. And those can't contain 5 or 6. Because if I put a 5 or 6, these two cells see that whole cage. And this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if I put 5 here, I couldn't put 5 in this cage, but there is a 5 in this cage. And it's the same with 6. So there's no 5 or 6 in those two cells. Can't put 6 up here. So 6 is in one of those two. I can't put 6 up here because I can't put 6 in the air cell. Because if I put 6 in air, what do I put in water? I'd need to put something larger than 6 in water. So there's no 6 in one of those. So this is now a 7, 8, 9 triple. This is a 6, which is the lowest digit. So these have to be air. And I can't put 9 in air. So this is the 9 and this is a 7, 8 pair, which means there's no 7, 8 here. If this is a 6, 9, no, this could be a 6. This could be a 6 if I put 9 in water up here. It would just mean this has to be a 5, and these would all be water. But there's a 5 in here now. So there's no 5 in one of those two. So there's a 5 in one of those two. So this has to be a 5? Because I can't put 5 in there, because the 5 in this cage has to be in one of those two cells. And the 5 in this cage has to be in one of those two cells. So that's the 5, because I can't put 5 in any of those cells. There's also a 7 and an 8 in this cage here. So if this is a 6, what's that? It can't be a 5 or a 7. That's not the 6. This is the 6, which means that this has got some freedom. Except this is 1, 2, 3, or 4 now. Because these are 5. Well, there's no 6 in those. So this, where's the 6 in this cage? It has to be there. This is consecutive with 6, so it's 5 or 7. 9 is in one of those two. So 9's not here. 9 is right there by Sudoku, which puts 9 in one of those three, which means this 21 cage doesn't have a 9 in it. So 876 is 21. So this is 876. The 6 is the lowest digit, and this is 78. And this is a 5, 7, 8, 9 quadruple. So that's not the 5. This is the 5. This has to be consecutive with 5, so that's the 4, and there's no 4 in this cage. This is now the 4, the 4, which is only consecutive with 3, and there's no 3 in there. This is a 1-2 pair. So these are 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 1, 2, and 3. So this is a 4. This 5 makes this the 7, takes 7 out of those. Now this has to be water because there's still a 9 somewhere here. So water at least goes this high. But if this is the 9, this is an 8. This would be 5 and that would be fine. Hang on, this can't be an 8 because there's a 6 in the water. So an 8 in the air would sink and knock the 6 out. This is the 5. There's no 5 here. This is 8, 9. And yeah, this has to be water because whether this is 8 or 9, the 6 is heavier than it. And if this was air, you would have an air 8 or an air 9, which wouldn't work with the 6. So this is water. But the 8, 9 looks like making that the 7 and that the 8. 1, 2, this is a 3. And these are 1, 2, and 9. This 4 looks over, meaning that's not 4. So 4 is in one of those two, and that's the largest digit. So water is at this level. This is cool, by the way. Now, these could be water if they're 3, 2, or air if this is a 1. "15 in 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no 4 or 5 there, which makes sense because this has to be an air cell. There's no 1 down here because it's a water cell. But if this is 1, this could be 2, 3, 4, 5 and all water. There's no 3 there. These are consecutive. I'm not sure. Those cells there can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 because they see all of that cage, the same way as those two cells saw all of that cage. So these are from 6, 7, 8, 9. But this is a 19 cage. Minimum here is 1, 2, 3, which leaves 13. If I put a 9 in here, yeah, hang on, the minimum here is 1, 2, 3, which leaves 13, which is the maximum here. This is 6, 7, and these are 1, 2, 3. But I need to put an even digit on a consecutive dot. So this is 6, 7. This is 1, 2, 3. That's a 1, 2, 3 triple. So I can take 1 and 2 out of there and 1, 2, and 3 out of here. This is a 4, 5 pair. Now this has to be consecutive with 4 or 5, but it can't be 4 or 5. So this has to be 3, 4, and 5. Now the 3, so this isn't 3, 4, or 5 so this is a 2. And there's a 2 in the water. So this means this is all water and this is 1 in air, which means this is 3, this is 2. This is now consecutive with 1. 1 has to be in air, so these are all air. Don't know what that is yet. But this is consecutive with 6 or 7, and it's not 5. What? Wait a minute. Have I broken the puzzle? These are a triple. These are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 8, and 9. But that can't be a 2. It has to be an 8, which makes that a 7. Does 2, 8, 9... Yeah, that does sum to 18. This is the 6, but this is air. So 9 is in the water. This is a 2, and 2 is in air. And that just works. That is insane. And the 7 is heavier than the 6, so that has to be in water. The 2 looks over, making that 1 and that 2. This 9 looks over, making that 8 and that 9. This is insane. There's no 2 in either of those. There's no 2 there. This can't be 1 because then this would have to be 2 and it can't be. If this is 3, this is 4. And if this is 4, it can't be 3. This is 5. But 4 is in one of those two because there's a 4 in the cage. This is 5. This is 4. This is not 4. I can't put a 1 in water. No, I can't put a 1 in water. This is a 2-3. This is a 1. This is a 2-3 pair. The 1 looks over making this the 3, and I take 3 out of those. Oh, the 1-2 here makes this the 9 and takes 9 out of both of those. So this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, a 19 cage, not sure. Actually, this 21 cage, this can't be 1, 2, because these would both have to be 9, and that's going to be a problem. So there is a 5 in here. There's no 5 here. In fact, the 2, 3 looks up saying that's not a 2. If this is 1, 5, these sum to 15. And this would have to be the smaller digit of the 15. And these would both be air. So this would be, well, it couldn't be 6, 9, because I can't put a 6 in it. So this would be 7 and 8, if this is 1, 5. Now, if this is 2, 5, these sum to 14, which would be 9, 5, which I can't do because the 9 would be, well, I'd be repeating the 5. So they'd be 8, 6, which I can't do because I can't put the 6 there. And I can't do 7, 7. This is 8 and 7 with 1, 5, because all of the other options were eliminated by the 5, 6. This makes this a 2. But we do know the makeup of this cage now, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Actually, since I got the 2, 3, I could have done this. I could have done that a better way, because 1, 4, 5, and 7. 1, 4, 5, and 7 is 17. This had to be a 2 to make the 19 cage work. But I can't put a 1 all the way down here. So this at least has to be air to hide the 1. This could be air. Well, there's no 4, 5 here. This is the 7. There's no 4 or 5 here. This is the 1. So that's where the air is, and this is a 4, 5 pair. Because 1 has to be in air. This 1 makes this the 5 and this the 1. Again, air has to be here because there's 1 in it. And I've done all the Aquaria now? Not quite. I haven't figured this out. Actually, there's a 1 at this level. Those are air. I have figured it all out. So what are these two cells? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, and 8. Which means 4 is not in any of those. So 4 is in one of those two cells. No, it's not done it. What's this triple? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 6, and 9. Well, there's a 6, 9 there. So that's a 3. That's a 6, 9 pair. I'm not seeing how to resolve that. So where do I have the most pressure? This row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, this 8 made this 7 and this 8. So this is just a 9. This 1 made this 2 and this 1. So that made this 3 and this 2. And this row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is missing a 7. Now this box is missing 3, 6, and 8. There's a 3 and a 6 there. So that's the 8. And that 3 looks down, making that 6 and that 3. This column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 it up. It was a completely unintended pun, but I'll take it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 and 9 go into those two cells, which are not resolved. But that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 go in those. There's no 6 there. There's no 7 there. There's no 5 there. Right. Oh, this 5 made this 4 and this 5. The 4 looks like making this 8 and this 4. And now I've got a triple here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a 7, 8 there, making this the 1. Take the 1 out of those. Use that 1 to make that 2 and that 1. So this row, maybe I've got to put a 3 in it. So I can't put a 3 there or in either of those. So that's a 3. That means this is a 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. This is 6, 7, 8, and there's a 7, 8 in there. So this is the 6. This is the 7. This is the 8. This is the 7. This 7 means this is 5 and this is 6. This 6 means this is 9 and this is 6. These are now known to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are 4 and 5, and that 5 means that's the 4 and that's the 5. The 4 looks back, making that the 9 and that the 4. And in this box, I just need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 and 9. And I'll use that 9, I suppose. That makes that 2 and that 9. And hey, your grid is pretty great. It's been solved twice in 30 days. I'm assuming the person who tested it and now me. That is really cool. That when you hear aquarium puzzle, you often don't think that it's going to be an approachable aquarium puzzle, but that was beautiful. Probably because a lot of these cages, you knew the constituencies of the cages, and then it forced some of the extreme digits high or low in the cage, like forcing the 9 here, forcing all of these to be water and forcing the 5. Beautiful construction. I don't know who Thomas Jefferson was, apart from one of the founding fathers in the United States got into a heated debate with Alexander Hamilton, particularly in Act 2 of the musical. I don't know who the setter of the puzzle was. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. I love this one. If it hadn't been Hamilton themed, it kind of looks like the mask from Martian Chronicles. But anyway, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you're enjoying the season. We're only 4 days from the end of the Hamilton Sudoku series. I don't know that I'll ever ask people to do a complete revisit, but there is going to be other series coming which are created under a similar vein, like the Diablo Sudoku series that was done a few weeks ago. Thank you everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.